As Jake said, I'm Marianna, and I have had a pleasure working with the beautiful firm in Michigan, Troy, Michigan, in the US, with Rami Fukuri. I'm dealing as well as on the US side. I'm specializing in H-1B. Jake has a pleasure in introducing you or talking about the trends in RFEs and difficulties in processing those petitions. But today I'll be talking about global immigration. And in particular, the new trends, what's affecting the global mobility programs, how to make sure that this program is effective and you guys stay in pace with the really fast-moving world and necessity to move people around and make sure that you comply with the so many laws with in different countries. So my first slide, again, this is me. This is Fukuri Global presentation agenda. We'll be talking about general transit global mobility, operational elements, and the foundation of a very effective global program, and it's a compliance. I think compliance is a must. It's a foundation on the whole pyramid, which makes the global mobility program very effective. So what's new? What's new in global mobility? We're all used to sending people for long assignments. People come, they stay here a long time. If they want to stay permanently, we make sure that they will help them if that's their desired interest. Now, is it something that is going to persist? Will the company be sending the employees for long-term assignments? And then the reality is this is no longer the case. The fast-moving society, the business interest, and the business necessity normally dictates a totally different thing, and it's a short-term assignments. So the new trend will be definitely in short-term assignments, and there are different things that probably do the question you can ask, why suddenly the short term? Who dictates that the assignment will become a short? Why suddenly we can do those short-term assignments nowadays? And then to the right on my slide, we identify the areas which helps to make sure that those short-term assignments become effective, that the company use them, and the goals that the company sets it are accomplished. And it's the data. Data is very important. To collect the data faster nowadays, to communicate among the other using the data is everyday life. It's no longer the case that I can be anywhere in the world and I can communicate with the US, for example, today instantly. You know, I don't have to wait, I don't have to call, I don't have to wait for my email to come. The data that I can transfer to different pieces of the world is absolutely important, and it's really quickly, it's fast. It doesn't take a long time for me to receive the data to make, and then make my decision based on that data. Now we all talk about young workforce, millennials. What do they want? Do they really want to come and be stagnant in one place, perform the same responsibilities, same job duties? Do they get bored? Probably. This is what they dictate for us too. You know, the young, they want to face the challenges, overcome those challenges, and learn something new. So the new workforce, they do dictate the fact that the social assignments will be definitely on less than long-term, more than shorter. Now, we gave you a little bit of statistics. So according to this, 13% of the companies anticipate increasing their international transfer in the next 2 years. 58 companies anticipate increasing their short-term assignment. So out of 100%, definitely more of the companies will want to send people on the short-term assignments. So now the question comes, how to make sure we stay in compliance? So what do we do? Do we do what is necessary? You know, we're sending them on the short-term assignments throughout the globe. Do we have to comply with the laws of different countries? And the answer is absolutely yes. So greater focus on compliance. There will be more global and mobile workforce, greater potential for immigration, tax, legal, and regulatory missteps. The next slide, sorry guys. The next slide represents what is the foundation? What is the foundation of that global mobility? You know, we're moving people around really quickly on the different assignments. So if you look at the pyramid, there are different areas that it comes in that effective global mobility program. And as you look at the foundation, it's definitely compliance. So we'll talk more, we'll concentrate more on compliance, what it involves, why it's necessary to follow. Is it the same for every country? Is it the rule that size fits all will be one, or there will be probably differences in what you need to comply, what you need to know, depending which country you're sending your employees. Next slide is the what constitutes. So we've dealt that the compliance is a must. It's a main focus on the effective global mobility program. Now, what will make this program effective? What we need to implement? What everybody needs to know in order? We're talking about program and what stakeholders are and everything else. So the first one that we look is you have to be clear who is going to be involved in your global mobility program. We call them the key stakeholders. There must be a creative, consistent process for assessing international travel. Now, with all this move and stuff, we have to know that there will be a cost involved. The company has to make probably the budgeting in advance to make sure that the right cost of allocated to different assignments. In different parts of area, the cost will probably be not the same. So as I mentioned before, one size fits all probably won't be the case. There will be questions that they'll come. So you move me around, I'm working for you. What do I have to face in the future? Do you have any plans for me? Will it be, I will go on a short-term assignment. What do you need to know from me in order to make me happy and continue working for you? So you have to find out what the foreign workers, when they do comply and when do rely on the assignment, in the long run, what will be their career advances within a company. Sorry, guys. Now, the questions that always we face, so we decided to move them. The question comes, what activities are they involved? Will it be something that they will have to do at that country, at that short assignment in different parts of the world? Or they will be coming and, like I am today, speaking to you. So the misconception was the longer the stay, they will need to have a work permit and not just a visitor's visa to come and relay the messages. Unfortunately, the duration of their stay in those countries is not going to determine whether they need the business visitor to come and perform certain activities, or they will have to enter the labor market. And in order for them to do that, you will need to obtain the work permit. So there must be differences there are definitely differences, and you must face this difference in order, again, we're talking about compliance, to comply with the laws of the countries that you'll be sending your foreign nationals. So now the differences, we outline on the slide the differences. What is the business visa? What is the work permit? Business visa, as you can see, the activities, again, like I'm today, attending the meeting. I'm speaking. I'm not entering the labor market. I'm not performing the actual activities. People who come and negotiate different contracts. They attending the conferences. If you need to send somebody in advance to establish the space for your business, so they're not technically entering the labor market. As such, those kind of activities will definitely qualify for business visa. Now, again, the duration is no longer the case. So the longer you stay, it means that you need a work permit. The work permit, the activities, as I said, they have to be, the trend is and tendency is to be for a longer time. And they will be entering the labor market. They will be performing the actual responsibilities. To give you the example, I'm a speaker. I'm telling you what's new, what's trending in the global. But if you have somebody who is coming and will be actually implementing applications related, for example, to IT, developing applications, and they coming and they implementing that application which was developed in foreign countries and they coming to another one, definitely they enter into the labor market. So give you the example, software engineer developed the application, was developed in a foreign country, they moved to another country, any part of the world, and they are supporting that application, they maintaining this application. This kind of activity will no longer be just coming and negotiating the contract or me as a speaker. They definitely take a place who probably could be done by somebody who can be found, maybe not, in that country. So this kind of activity will amount to entering the labor market. Now, again, going back to what the one size fits all. As you can see, that said, every country, if you do some kind of activity for a short time, do you necessarily need a work permit? So in India, a conference visa is available and should be used instead of the business visa. So, like today, the conference visa. In Mexico, do they need a work permit necessarily if they do come here to Mexico and they perform the work activities for 180 days? So again, compliance and knowing the laws of those countries is a must. US, if you do come as a speaker in a conference, you don't need a work permit. You don't need a work permit. But if you do come as a software engineer and you'll be performing, maintaining that application, supporting that application which was developed in other country, absolutely, you need a work permit. So the bottom line is your global mobility team, the stakeholders, and as a company, you need to know the differences in order to make sure that you comply with the laws in the countries that you send the beneficiaries, the foreign workers. So now, what's going to be policies? What will go